So we're just going to set ourselves up now. It's the Heelwork to music, or I should say freestyle, coming on next. A very exciting event. We've got the 10 top competitors in the whole of the UK competing. So it's doggy dancing next. But to give it its proper name, it's freestyle. So we've got the freestyle finals. That's coming up next. We're just going to get the arena prepared now. So back with you in a couple of moments. Hello, it looks like we've got Pirates of the Caribbean here. Very good. Anyway, we're almost ready to start. A couple of things I'd like to mention before we start our freestyle finals, the 2013 final. And the first is, don't forget, folks, that when you're at home throughout the duration of the show, you can actually watch whatever's happening live from the arena. And that's on YouTube/Crufts, or access through the Crufts website. And everywhere in the world can view that, maybe with the exception of China. I don't know if they've got it there, but wherever you've got friends in the world who love dogs, they can log on to the live feed direct from this arena throughout the whole of the 4-day show. Don't forget, it's on More for the next 3 evenings, and I think that's 6:30 till 9. And then on the final night, Best in Show night, which it looks like we're heading for a sellout of seats for Best in Show night, then I think it's on 5:30 till 8 on Channel 4. Well, it's definitely on Channel 4, I'm pretty sure about the times. A few interesting facts about Crufts itself. Started at the Royal Agricultural Hall in 1891 by Charles Crufts. The Kennel Club first managed it in 1948, and it was the Olympia Exhibition Centre in London. And it moved to Earl's Court in 1979 and the NEC in 1991. And that's where we went to be the biggest dog show in the world, and certainly the most exciting event. In 1981, the show expanded from 2 to 4 days. And the first Best in Show award was held in 1928, and it was won by a greyhound. So really a tremendous history in the show itself. And as we know, since then, it's expanded into every type of discipline you can have with dogs. And we're very fortunate in the UK that you can compete in all these disciplines and show at Kennel Club licence shows, and you don't have to have a pedigree dog. That's not the same for all countries in the world. You have to have a pedigree dog if you want to go in the breed and finish up in the best in show final or best in group. But certainly if you want to do obedience, agility, working trials, any of the activity events, which includes Heelwork and music, which is what we're moving on to next. So we'll just move on now, and we're now ready for the Heelwork and music final, or I should say it's freestyle. We use the name Heelwork music, and that covers all of it. And that's the sort of the name that we call it as an overall thing. But there are two sections within that. We've got freestyle and Heelwork music. What we're going to watch today is the freestyle event. We've got 10 finalists, and they qualified at the semi-final, and there were a lot of people competing at the semi-final just to get the Crufts, and we're going to finish up with an ultimate winner, or I should say, freestyle champion. Now, the three tables you can see there are for our judges. Now, we've used to have them on all seats at one table. We've now decided to separate them so they can't talk. So in actual fact, our three judges will be joining us shortly, and they'll be giving us marks for each of the three sections, and I'll tell you all about that as we progress. And also the scores when each dog finishes will be up on the big board. So my first pleasure is to introduce our judges. And I'm going to hand you the envelope to open. So, would you like to welcome in our judges, please? And the first judge in is Carol Mortimer. Looking very smart. Good morning, Carol. Followed by Annette Lowe. And finally, Brigitte van Gastel. And Brigitte is from Holland. So we can overseas judge. Ooh! She bought a fan club with her. So that's our three judges. They'll be looking at marks in all three sections, and there are three sections to be marked. And those are content, accuracy and execution of movement, and the musical interpretation. And I have to say, folks, remember that we're looking at pure entertainment value, and just like you see on TV for Strictly and the Ice Dancing programme, they're looking for something else. So what we might find entertaining and should be a winner in our eyes might technically not be what the judges are looking for. Anyway, I think we're all ready to go. And our first competitor is ready to come through the door. And this young lady got 10th place in the semi-finals. And her name is Anne Shuka. Let's give her a big round of applause. Her dog's called Splash. It's a working sheepdog. The full name of the dog is Splish Splash. It's a 5-year-old bitch, and they're performing to something by the cast of Oliver, and it's called Food, Glorious Food, Oliver Mix.
Oh, what you are about to receive, may the Lord make you truly thankful.
Worth the waiting I want some more.
More. Catch him! Snatch him!
Hold him!
Scold him!
Pounce him, trounce him, pick him up and bounce him.
Routine, absolutely fabulous, and really smashing routine. That, well done. I'm sure what I say won't have any effect on what the judges have decided. You know, I think one of the keys to having a good routine is the type of music you recognise, and I started to sing along with that, and I'm sure most of us had the same sort of inclination. It was a great piece of music, and you could really get involved with it. Oh, our next competitor, while our next competitor's setting up, well, started in 1990 as a sport, this, and that was when a young lady did a demonstration down in the Hemel Hempstead area, and the guy called John Gilbert organised it, and he said to her, I want you to put a piece of Heelwork, and I'm going to play some music. And he said, and he told her how long he wanted the music to play for. And I think they decided between them what the music was going to be, and she was a bit shy, so he was going to do a Wogan on her, an interviewer, and she did Heelwork to music. And when she went home that night, all the people who watched it, there was about 150 in the audience, went away and said, Mary Ray did Heelwork to music, and that, believe it or not, is how it all started. And here we are now, years later, with Ashley winning Britain's Got Talent, and portraying it on TV as widely as it has been. Really great sport and great for the dogs. They really enjoy it. Anyway, let's see where Anne did on her marking, which I think is just coming up. Food, glorious food. If you look up at the screen up the top there, we can all see what the marks are. Hello? Maybe we can't. 715 marks you had there. Ah, here we go. Content, 7 points. Now, each judge is marking out of 10 marks in total for each section. So we've got a 7.5, Annette Lowe 7.2, Carol 8.5. Then for accuracy was a 7.6 off Bridget, 6.7 off Annette, and 8.8 off Carol. Interpretation 7.4, again a bit lower off Annette, but that's the level she's marking at, 8.9 from Carol. Giving a total of 23.1 for interpretation. The total overall, by dividing, there's nothing to take off, is 23.13. That's the average total score. Give a round of applause for Anne. Great start to the competition. Now I think our judges are ready. The pencil sharpened for our next competitor. Would you like to, well, you're going to love this. Would you like to welcome into the arena your man called Richard Curtis with his dog called Betty? The dog's called Washdog Want No Legs. It's a Chihuahua, a 3-year-old bitch, and he's performing to the sound with the soundtrack and theme orchestra, and it's the theme from The Professionals, and the first Chihuahua to compete in the Crufts Freestyle Finals. Come on, give it up for Richard and Betty. Oh, Betty. Well done, Richard. What a fabulous routine. As I said, though, we're going to wait and see what the judges say, and they're deliberating now. We got 7th place in the semi-final. And the semi-final was a few weeks ago, and I watched there to watch that, and I'm sure a lot of them have sharpened up things a little bit ready for the final at Crufts. That certainly was a fabulous routine. Anyway, I was going on a little bit about the Heelwork music and the freestyle and its history since it started in 1990. Of course, we had the first show in 1996. And also in the mid-90s, it was brought into Crufts as a demonstration event. And we've had a serious final now for a few years. And it certainly is not just about dancing with your dog. To be able to do what these folks are doing that you see, you've got to be able to teach the tricks. And to teach the tricks, you're probably going to go into clicker trainer, because you couldn't force a dog to any of this. The dog has got to want to go into it. So most of it is done as clicker training or making a clicker noise and training. And it's certainly brought back a lot of fun into dog training in general, because up to a few years ago, it was very regimented dog training, obedience training, and a lot of clubs now have moved on into more modern methods, but also bringing trick training into their normal training syllabus at the pet training clubs. And what Ashley's done and what Mary's done and what all the people have done in this arena, and Richard Curtis you've just seen, has actually helped promote that. So we're really pleased that things have moved on a little. Here we go. Richard Curtis. Look at the scores, folks. 8, 8, 7, 5 and 9. We've got 2 9s there. 25 in total there. A 9, 7 and 8, 9, 24.9. And we're into a 9 again from Bridget. 7, 2 and a 9, 4. Well, I think that safely goes into lead. 25.3. Well done, Richard. And, of course, Betty. Right, ready, next competitor. Judges are ready. So would you like to welcome into the arena, folks? It's Kathy Bates with Ruby. Ruby's a border collie. She's 6 years old. The Kennel Club registered name is Russ and Soul Ruby. It's a bitch. And this is their second time, Catherine and Ruby's second time at Crufts. Kathy, you're looking very smart, my dear. A lot of effort goes into the routines, you can see. The artist they're performing to is Primo Kane, and she's going to perform, and you might guess it from the dress, it's a Paso Doble. Give a big round of applause. There you go, a day at the bullfight with Kathy Bates and Ruby. Well done, Kathy. Give a round of applause. She leaves the arena, folks. Well, as you saw, the judges are marking in 3 sections. The first one of those is programme content. What they view, has it got good enough content? Is there enough moves in there? And I'll read what the rules say. The programme content must conform to the definitions for freestyle and should be varied with no excessive repetition of movement, so they can't come in and just keep doing twists all the way through. It's got to have a good varied content. And the content being appropriate to the routine. So in other words, it must fit the routine as well. That's what they're after. Hello, looks like the catering staff have lost their way. The movement should be appropriate to the structure and conformation of the dog. So the dog's safety comes into that. You mustn't do anything that doesn't suit the dog. If you're doing something with a Great Dane, the judges would mark it out if they tried to do something which didn't suit the conformation and structure of the dog. And the movements of the dog should have a greater impact than those of the handler. So it's not about the handler dancing, it's about what the dog does, and the handler complements the dog. We don't want anybody coming in and doing a full dance routine themselves. And the degree of difficulty of movement should be taken into account. So more difficult movements, they'll obviously mark up a little bit higher. So that's what the judges are doing in the first section, which is programme content. And they've got a total of 10 points to mark in that content. Now, some will use a mark of 7 as a baseline. Anything above that is excellent, and anything below that, they mark it down a little. Some may do it from a base of 8. Anyway, Kathy Bates' marks are coming on the screen now. It's a 6.9, a 7.5 and a 7.3 for content, total 21.7. Accuracy 6.8, 6.2 and 6.9, total of 19.9, so they didn't think it was too accurate. Interpretation of the music was 7.2, that's better, and it was well interpreted, 21.9. Now, penalty marks at the bottom there, and I don't need to ask the question what it was for barking. So in actual fact, excessive barking will be marked. So a total of 19.33. Give a round of applause. I think that puts you into 3rd place. So we're ready for our next competitor. And this is, would you like to welcome into the arena with her dog Teasel, it's Lucy Creek. As you can see, Teasel's a beagle, and Dalen Making Waves is the full name of the dog. It's a 7-year-old bitch, and she's going to be performing to music by Scott Joplin, and we know what he's famous for. It's the entertainer. big round of applause. What a great toe-tapping piece of music that was. And we should give her a special round of applause without being trying to downgrade anybody's training. Well, let's say beagles are slightly more challenging than some of the other breeds, so excellent routine there. Well done, Lucy. Right, our judges putting down all their thoughts on paper. I'm sure they're going to ignore everything I say. Don't forget, folks, the handlers are performing to these guys here, these three girls here. They're the ones they're performing to. If your view is blocked with something the dog does, then just look at the big screen up there, and which the reproduction on that screen is absolutely fabulous. So you can check on the screen up there exactly what you're missing down here. We've got cameras covering it from all angles. Just waiting for the results in, and we'll talk about the next section of the music as it comes in. The next handler is the second time performing in the Crufts Freestyle finals, and obviously a wish for all handlers to actually get to the finals itself and perform in the big arena. Now scores are in, so let's see how we did with Lucy Creek and that wonderful beagle called Teasel, which looking quite a good score this. 7-6, 8-5 and 8-8. And that's for content, so it was good content. Accuracy, it looked good for me. A 7 and 8-2 and 8-4. It's looking excellent. She'll be really pleased with this. 26.4 there for interpretation. No deductions. 24.97. And that's Teasel and Lucy into second place. Well done. As you can see on the table here, we've got some wonderful crystal for the top three, and that's what they're aiming for. Right, next handler coming into the arena, we've got Steph Rendle. Give her a welcome in. And Steph's dog, the Kennel Club name of the dog, is Tiddly Bits at Heartside. It's a crossbreed. Although it looks a bit jackish to me. 10 years old, it's a bitch, and they're going to be performing to a track with Bernard Cribbins and Danny Kaye. My gosh, that's going back a few years. And it's Thumbelina.
Though you're no bigger than my thumb, than my thumb, than my thumb, sweet Thumbelina, don't be glum. Now, ha, 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 come. Thumbelina, Thumbelina, tiny little thing. Thumbelina, dance. Thumbelina, sing. Oh, Thumbelina, what's the difference if you're very small? When your heart is full of love, you're 9 feet tall. Though you're no bigger than my toe, 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 sweet Thumbelina, keep that glow, and you'll grow, and you'll grow, and you'll grow. Thumbelina, Thumbelina, tiny little thing. Thumbelina, dance. Thumbelina, sing. Oh, Thumbelina, what's the difference if you're very small? When your heart is full of love, you're 9 feet tall. Though you're no bigger than my thumb, than my thumb, than my thumb, sweet Thumbelina, don't be glum. Now, ha, 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 come. Thumbelina, Thumbelina, tiny little thing. Thumbelina dance, Thumbelina sing. Oh, Thumbelina, what's the difference if you're very small? When your heart is full of love, you're 9 feet tall. Though you're no bigger than my toe,
Than my toe,
than my toe,
than my toe,
than my toe.
than my toe.
Sweet Thumbelina, keep that glow, and you'll grow, and you'll grow, and you'll grow. Thumbelina, Thumbelina, tiny little thing. Thumbelina dance, Thumbelina sing. Oh, Thumbelina, what's the difference if you're very small? When your heart is full of love, you're 9 feet tall.
What a great routine. Well done, Steph. And Tiddly bits and hard side. Ah. Give him a big round of applause. And that dog's 10 years old, folks. And fit as a dog. Fit as a fiddle. Right, again, we're just waiting for the judges. I'll talk a little bit about the second section the judges are marking on, which is accuracy and execution of movement. That's 10 points total. Maximum allowed. The movements, including heel work, are accurately and smoothly executed. So must have no gaps in between to move with the music swiftly from one movement to the other. And we call all the tricks that the dogs do in any routine moves. So to move from one to the other very swiftly and in a smooth way. The dog should work in a natural and willing manner. The only way you get a dog to work in a natural and willing manner is when the dog wants to do it, and that is in actual fact what we hope is happening with all the dogs, and in fact with the implementation of modern training techniques and luring with food, that's exactly what you get. It's quite amazing how you can train a dog now without actually doing anything physical with it or shouting at it. The dog has to want to do what you're seeing. It cannot be forced to do it. Right, Steph Rendle, Tiddly Bits and Heartside. Great routine, 7.1, 8.2 and 8.7. That's looking good. Average of judges there, 24. Accuracy, 6, 9, 7, 9 and 8. Again, the average 22.8. And then interpretation of the music, I thought that was really good. 7, 8 and 8, 8, 23.8. That gives you a total of 23.53. Well done, Steph. Into 4th place. Now, just setting up. Oh, this looks very posh. Just got to make sure we get all the props in exactly the right place. So there's plenty of information on the internet and some on the Crufts website and the Kennel Club website as well about Heelwork's music if you're interested in getting started yourself. And no doubt you'll find a training club who trains all the moves, or you could call them tricks. Certainly, it's great fun, and it's great fun training your dog. And you start by training all the individual tricks, and putting to the music comes afterwards. And it's great fun to have, as you can see. Anyway, the next handler we've got now, she's arranged her props in the right order. Would you like to welcome in, please, Sue Betridge with Katie. The full Kennel Club name of Katie is an Alpine Katie. It's a Border Collie bitch, 5 years old. And it looks like the old timer's coming back again, because the track she's using is performed by Danny Kaye. And it's the Hans Christian Andersen medley.
I'm Hans Christian Andersen, I've many a tale to tell.
tell. And though I'm a cobbler, I'd say I tell them rather well. I'm Hans Christian Andersen, Andersen, that's me.
Once upon a time, there was a quack, 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 quack.
There's a little white duck sitting in the water, a little white duck doing what he oughter. He took a bite of a lily pad, flapped his wings and he said, I'm glad I'm a little white duck sitting in the water. Quack, quack, quack.
Rack, rock, rack, rack, rock, rack.
There once was an ugly duckling with feathers all stubby and brown, and the other birds in so many words said, get out of town. Get out, get out, get out of town. And he went with a quack and a waddle and a quack in a flurry of eider down. That poor little ugly duckling went wandering far and near, but at every place they said to his face, now get out of here. Get out, get out, get out of here. And he went with a quack and a waddle and a quack and a very unhappy tear. All through the winter time he hid himself away, ashamed to show his face, afraid what others might say. All through the winter in his lonely clump of weeds, till a flock of swans spied him there and very soon agreed, you're a very fine swan indeed. A swan? Me a swan? Ah, go on. And he said, yes, you're a swan. Take a look at yourself in the lake and you'll see. And he looked and he saw and he said, I am a swan. I'm not such an ugly duckling, no feathers all stubby and brown. For in fact these birds in so many words said, the best in town. The best, the best, the best in town. Not a quack, not a quack, not a waddle or a quack, but a glide and a whistle and a snowy white back, and a head sewn over like a heart. Say, who's an ugly duckling? Not I. Not I.
What a great routine. Absolutely fabulous. What a fabulous routine that was. Well done, Sue and Katie. And it'd be interesting to see our marks on that when the judges have had their chance to write everything down. There's Bridget up on the screen now, our judge from Holland. She's one of the top handlers and judges in Europe, joining us this year. Just while we're waiting for the judges, I'll just carry on with the accuracy and execution of movement. In the middle section, the dog should respond promptly and appropriately to cues given, including the use of props. So if a prop is being used, the dog must be reacting to it in the way it's intended. The bearing and deportment of the handler is appropriate and should be appropriate to the routine. Dog and handler should work as a team. So everything's got to be appropriate what the handler does, and they should work on a team as a team. It shouldn't be about what the handler does. It's teamwork between the handler and a dog, and that's what this is all about. I know we call it doggy dancing, but in actual fact, it is a very technical discipline. Now, Sue Betridge, that was a great routine. As a matter of interest, in the semi-finals that we held a few weeks ago, she got second place with that routine, and I think that's improved since then. Off we go. Oh, look at this. Content 8.2. Annette Lowe has given 8.5. Carol Mortimer 8.9. That's 25.6. That's looking good. Accuracy 8.6. 9. And an 8.8. That's 26.4. Interpretation of the music, which I thought was good. Some of the judges do as well. 7.9, 9.2, and 9.1. 26.2. Is there anything to deduct? No. 26.07. Well done, Sue, you're in first place at the moment. And I think that's got the viewer's choice as well. Right, we're ready for our next competitor now. Would you like to welcome into the arena, please, Carol Dodson with Clifton. Clifton's full name, the Kennel Club name is Kinaway Dr. Watson. It's a Border Collie, it's 10 years old. It's a Border Collie dog. And the music's performed by Klaus Badelt, and it's Pirates of the Caribbean. A lot of success this pairing have had in freestyle and competition obedience, and has won Crufts HGM class twice. Give a big round of applause. Another great routine there from Carol and Clifton. Very exciting, Carol. Well done. A really nice routine again. Always put in very good routines and always seem to qualify for Crufts, as I say, winning the Heelwork Championship final on 2 occasions. Just to remind you again, folks, that if you miss what's on in the arena or anything around the show, if you're back at home this evening from 6:30 to 9 o'clock tonight, tomorrow night, and on Saturday night, it's on More 4 live from the Crufts Dog Show. So that'll be a great programme there for you to watch. And on Sunday evening, we're live on Channel 4. We're going live at 5:30 and it finishes at 8 p.m. So live at 5:30 on Channel 4 on Sunday evening. I think there might be 1 or 2 main ring seats left for Sunday evening, but very few. You've got to be quick if you're interested. And if you're not able to make the show in the next couple of days, you can watch it live on YouTube/Crufts, and there's a live feed with everything all day long from this arena, and there will be catch-up tomorrow on what's in the arena today. And also, if you have trouble getting on that way, if you go to the Crufts website, there is a link there. The rest of the world can get catch-up today. Unfortunately for UK viewers, catch-up is available tomorrow. So lots of ways you can watch all the fun and excitement at Crufts, and as with this, the serious competition. Right, next handler due to come in the arena, we've got Heather Smith. But first, we've got Carol Dodson scores. 8-1, 7-8 and 8-5, total of 24.4, for accuracy 24.9, and for interpretation 24.6, giving Carol a total of 24.63. We think she's in 4th and 5th place. Well done, Carol. That's a good result. And now we're ready for Heather Smith. The props are out in the arena. Give a big round of applause. It's Heather Smith with Maddie. Looks like she's fresh from Buckingham Palace. It's a bearded collie, Moonlight Magic dancer, 6 years old, and it's a bitch. And she's performing to a track called the Dance of the Toys. Give him a big round of applause. What a fabulous routine, great music, and great interpretation of the music. Well done, Heather. We look forward to seeing the results from the judges. Probably fairly high up in the viewers' votes, as I said earlier. Of course, the judges are looking for all the technical aspects, and that brings me on to talking a little bit about musical interpretation, which is my favourite subject, because I think the music makes any routine. Them that you can tap along with and give the dog a chance to get the choreography in right are the ones that are the winners. Interpretation of the rhythm, phasing and timing should be apparent, and the choice of music should suit the team. Choreography should be apparent, flowing and not a series of disjointed moves. The routine should include balance, structure, and making the best of the available space. And there's some of the keys to the musical interpretation the judges are looking for. Total of 10 to mark on, and that's what they're looking for out of 10. Looking at her routine again on the screen, you can see how they're trying to interpret the music. Obviously likes raising the back leg. Now we're just waiting for the results to come in, and we'll go straight into the results. Right, results for Heather Smith and Moonlight Magic Dancer. And I like this routine. 8.3. This is content. 9.2 from Annette. And a 9 there, 26.5. This is going to be a high market one. Accuracy, 8.4, 8.9, and 8.9, giving a total of 26.2. Interpretation, 8.2. It's a 9 and a 9, 26.4. Nothing to deduct, is that? We're just waiting for... Oh, 0.5 there. A 0.8, 1.3 for deduction, 25.93. Into second place she goes. That's still a very, very good result. The judges know what they've done, had a little bit of a deduction for there. There was a fault, they've had to mark it down. Right, we're ready for our next routine. Would you like to welcome into the arena, please, and Derizio with Boys. Still more showstopper is the full Kennel Club registered name of the dog. It's a Border Collie, 7 years old, and it is a dog as opposed to a bitch. The name of the artist, our band and orchestra they're performing to, is The Shoes and the Philharmonic Orchestra. And as you can guess from looking at it, the track is called Sorcerer's Apprentice and I'll Put a Spell on You. Give it a round of applause. Well done, Anne. Great routine with boys. The Sorcerer's Apprentice. And a great hat, Anne. We like that. With the flashing lights. Right, we just wait for the judges. Just one more competitor after this, and we're going to finish on a high, I think. And don't forget, tomorrow we're here with the Heelwork Music Finals, and on Saturday we have the International Freestyle Finals on Saturday morning. 15 countries competing, and that's been an absolutely fabulous competition in previous years, so well worth seeing. Again, musical interpretation, the judges are looking for a primary emphasis on musical interpretation, should be on the dog's movements, although the handler should and may be expressive. So again, it's all about the dog, not just the handler alone. Handler's dress and any props you use should be suitable and applicable to the interpretation of the routine. We did have in the International a couple of years ago somebody who was rather scantily dressed, so we had to sort of introduce a rule, especially after one of the Crufts committee went all faint. So we have to ensure they're dressed properly nowadays. Anyway, here we go. We've got Derizio's results. Coming on screen now. Content 7-4 from Bridget, 7-6 from Annette, and 8 for Carol. Total of 23.5. Accuracy 7-3, 8 and 8-7, 24, so it's a good result. I don't think she'll be able to take the lead with this, but a 7-3 and an 8 and an 8.8, 24.1. Let's see if there's any faults. 23.87. I'm sure somebody's going to tell me what place she goes into. We think into 6th place there, although the results will be officially unveiled at the end. Now we got our final competitor in the 2013 Crufts Freestyle Finals. And we're going to finish on a high, we hope. Would you like to welcome in the arena Richard Curtis with Wizzy? Psychedelic Dancer is the full name of the dog. It's a crossbred, 4-year-old bitch, and he's performing to... He always tells a story, does Richard. Now we've got Pink Panther Remix. So, Richard, over to you. him a big round of applause. Richard Curtis with Wizzy. What a great routine. Well, again, I think there's a couple of dogs who performed who would probably get the handler's vote. If you're interested in Heelwork to music, or freestyle as we call it, up in Hall 3 we have the activity centre where they've got representatives of all the different Kennel Club activities, and that includes Heelwork to music. We've got experts on the stand. You can go and have a look at what the dogs do. You can find out all about the sport and how much you enjoy it. So do go up to Hall 3. If you've got any friends anywhere in the world, do tell them to log on to the live streaming coming from here tomorrow for the Heelwork to music finals, and on Saturday for the international finals. And on Sunday evening at Best in Show, Mary Ray will be performing her Best in Show routine, so don't forget that. You can watch that live, and hopefully that'll be going out on the Channel 4 television programme. So lots to see and do about Crufts, even if you can't visit it. But if you're here, do go up to Hall 3, talk to the experts, and they'll tell you all about it. Anyway, we're waiting for the results and to find out who's actually got the winning place. So, Richard Curtis with that really stunning routine, and he always pulls a good one out. He won the semi-final with this routine. Content, well, that was a real good content. 8, 7, 8, 3 and 9, 1. So it's 26.1. Accuracy, 8.7, 8.1 and 8.8. So it's 25.6. This is going to be tight for places. Interpretation, 9, 7, 9 and 9, 5, 26.4. Giving him a total of 26.03. So he's certainly going to be up the very top, but we'll have to wait and see where he gets in the places. So we're just going to have the boys are going to build a little bit of the course now. We're going to have the presentation. So please, please, please keep your places. We're going to present the awards, and we've got awards to 10th. Some beautiful crystal for the top 3. So just keep your places, folks.
Dog 10 at 9 months of age, due to everything from agility and fly ball to canny cross. She likes being a star in the arena.
What a great competition, and what some fabulous routines. And we'd like to say a special thanks to our judges who are going to be awarding the prizes. Annette Lowe, Carol Mortimer, and all the way from Holland, Bridget van Gastel. So well done, ladies. Now we're going to give them the awards in reverse order. And in 10th place with a great routine, and they were all great routines, it's just that some were slightly greater than others. It's Kathy Bates with Russ and Soul Ruby. Well done, Kathy. Fabulous routine and outfit. In 9th place, she went first and did a great routine as well. It's Anuka with Splish Splash, 23.13. In 8th place, on 23.53, was Steph Rendle and Tiddly Bits at Hardside. One of my favourites. Well done, Steph. And it was a showstopper for Derizio in 7th place, with still more showstopper, 23.87, in a great hat. One of our previous winners came 6th. It's Carol Dodson with Kid Away Dr. Watson, 24.63. In 4th place, and one of my favourites again, Lucy Creek, 24.97 with Darwin making waves. And it's our Beagle. Well done, Lucy. Well, no one could fail to be impressed by the 4th place. Washdog, What No Legs. The little Chihuahua was 4th with Richard Curtis, 25.3. 25.3. Right, 4th, Richard Curtis. A little bit of a mix-up there. In 3rd place, into the crystal now with Moonlight Magic Dancer, we got Heather Smith, 25.93. Great routine, Heather. We like the Soldiers, a great take-off of the Soldier. In 2nd place, and he finished tonight, and he always puts in a great routine as well, 26.03 for Richard Curtis, Psychedelic Dancer. Well done, Richard. And again, a lovely piece of engraved crystal. And the winner of the Crufts Freestyle 2013 final, I think she knows who she is by now, and it was a smashing routine, I really loved it. Sue Betridge, we get Anuka and Katie. Well done, Sue. A really entertaining and very skilled routine. So let's give them a big round of applause now as they leave the arena. And if you want to watch it tomorrow, don't forget it's on Catch Up on YouTube tomorrow. And it's the lap of honour time.
Very well done to all our Heelwork to Music stars. Great, great stuff. More from man's best friend, our rescue dog agility, just being set up now. But we're now going to take a look at our 5 finalists, the competition that's been going since 2005. It is the 2013 Friends for Life. Let's have a look at those 5 amazing stories.